Hello, and welcome back to the Cothagian Federation. In today's episode, first thing we're going to do is immediately get the last of the influence gain we can get. Because why not? The right to prosper. There's no reason a citizen of Zebrica should be in want because of factors outside of their control, whether it be natural disaster, the death of a breadwinner, or any other such situation. The state has a duty to help them. Every citizen has the right to prosper. Yay! Let's get rid of poverty. And then we're just gonna be a perfect society. Rehabilitate the general staff. Conducting an ideological motivated purge would be a waste of valuable soldiers and expertise. The Cothagian army were merely doing their duty when fighting us, as we did our duty when we defeated them. Better to move forward together, combine our talents and knowledge, and forge a stronger army than we could create alone. Decrease political influence of them. Okay. And then give some influence to the other two. What's the other side? Whoa. We get a whole bunch of troops for that. Okay, cool. Wasn't expecting it, but I'm not complaining. Actually, yeah, this is just a more complete one, so I need less army experience to complete it. So we might as well use this one instead. Everyone switch over to Sacred Band. Yep. Alright. Good. Alright. Now, what's the other side like? Okay, so these are the ones I won't do. Okay. It would be not only immoral, but foolish to trust the former loyalists of the Zeiriutids to protect our federation. Many are little better than thugs, and aspirations to rule as dictators. No, the rotten structure of the old Cothagian army will be disbanded. The worst officers will be blacklisted, and never allowed to pursue military work again. Then decentralized recruitment. We should expand our recruitment practices in Cotha into all of Zebrica, setting up recruitment centers in the most distant villages to ensure all communities do their part in the defense of our lands. And then the defense of the nation could only be carried out by those who care for the nation. In addition to the overall military structure, each the government will have a defense committee made up of the army officials and citizen leaders who, in the event of invasion of our homeland, shall coordinate resistance in the region. They may take our lives, but they can never take our freedom. So I won't be doing any of those. So I'm going to start with getting these 3 military factories. The Zeirutid military industry complex must be rebuilt, albeit now out of the hooves of corrupt oligarchs. Refurbishing these arms factories will allow us to equip a new army, befitting the size of our federation and the strength of our neighbors. So much influence. The main battle rifle debate. Once again, we are an army without a single standard service rifle. While the Garcano has served us well, it is beginning to show its age, and the Cothagian battalion use their own rifles. We should bring together officers, military, scientists, and arm manufacturers to decide on a new rifle. Changing them over to that apparently costed all my pony power. Like, literally every single bit. There is nothing left. Prioritized military healthcare implements. The Second Civil War saw horrific casualties on both sides, both from wounds and from infections. Many of those deaths were preventable. Had our medical corps been better equipped and trained, we will focus our efforts on improving this vital part of our army, acquiring the latest antibiotics, and increasing the length and quality of our medic training to ensure we save every life we can. And since we're evolutionary, we'll get field hospital and support, and the most support equipment, but the worst research bonus for field hospitals. Okay then, that's fine. What did this one give? This one gave the worst infantry, but the most amount of infantry as well. So same thing for that one, too. Okay, that is fine by me. Reform the Cothagian artillery corps. Artillery is essential to a well-functioning army. While our own use of artillery was quite simple, the Cothagian developed far more advanced ballistics tables and doctrines. We should use these and make our own artillery corps as effective as theirs once were. Yes, of course. Alright, and then let's go ahead and move a few over from here to there. The Rapid Response Corps. Building a corps of motorized rifle zebras will allow us to respond more quickly to changing battlefield, as we ask to provide rapid emergency assistance in the case of natural disasters. These motorized units will prove valuable in exploiting breakthroughs made by our chargers, which I don't have. I'll get chargers eventually. You know, it'll be fun. Oh, Terra declares war on Tobak and Zerutina. I can actually send volunteers to help them. I'm tempted to support them against Terra because Terra sucks. I'll just watch for now. I'll see how it goes for a bit first. Pardon select Cothagian officers. Some of Cothagian's best officers languish in jail for crimes committed in defense of Zeirutid's regime. But many of those crimes were not even illegal at the time. And most importantly, there are many among them who have expressed repentance and possess invaluable skills. A few paroles, a few pardons, and we could tap into the vast talent pools currently being wasted. True. Also, Tobak is being completely obliterated. Okay, so the ones I'm not doing, how our military operates cannot be allowed to be dictated from the general staff rooms and conference halls. It is comrades on the ground who know how to fight the best. Our generals shall get them where they need to go. That soldiers shall lead us to victory. And we're also not getting, regardless of the nature of revolution on the civilian front, we need to face reality. Wars cannot be fought by democratic elections. We need to run our army like a modern nation state, a strict command hierarchy, and an emphasis on modern tactics, and a war movement will secure our nation's future. But we are going with, a council of our best comrades shall form the backbone of our policy to do with the military. Recruitment, tactics, and grand strategy, all politics related to the army, shall be handled by the National Defense Council, and within its walls the safety of all cultures shall be assured. Nice. Additionally, should we impose a certain model 4 times in a row? Shall exercise and guard us national spirit? Should be managed to keep this from happening for 7 times in a row. Our military art will harmonize, granting us decent bonuses, controlling all. Next, we centralize the Union. Alright. Are we ready for this? We cannot exist under the old banner of Cothagian any longer. We aim to create a new union, one without the wounds of the past, without the taint of tyranny or injustice. To the aim we shall adopt the name long gone. Our state shall be called Zebrica, and it shall be a harbinger of liberty for all. Yay! A long day with Wetter. Wetter, you having fun there? Oh, Wetter. Wetter. The history of the world has all too often defined by individuals with immense power. Individuals who stood above their fellow creatures instead of beside them, and viewed them not as kin, but subjects. As armies marched across the world, and as king decreed one thing after another, precious few stopped to ask, is this what every creature wants? Do I truly have the right to let my glut for power trample all over every creature? Zeirutid looked out across this gathered crowd as he spoke, wondering to himself what stories were among the zebras gathered to hear him speak. How many here hated him? How many feared him? He didn't know. Though I know some will scoff at my words, the intent of the Liberation Army is the same as it always has been. We want to see the average zebra safe from the predations of those who would crush them, and to build a society where immense wealth does not offer license to brutalize and exploit the common zebra. We want a society where the common zebra participates and has a voice, and not the vain hope that a distant senator or politician will take pity on them. And yet, have we not gathered power under us, you ask? Have we not become rulers in our own right? Who now stands to stop Carthage? He smiles wryly as he looked around at the crowd, seeing how they all looked to him, many seemingly wondering where he was going with this. The truth is, we do not desire Carthaginians or Coltvin or any zebra's dominion. We desire equality and democracy, no more and no less. No longer shall distant autocrats rule over any zebra. No longer shall imperious ambitions be prioritized over the welfare of the people. Democracy shall lie close to the people, and the common worker and farmer shall partake in the wealth of the nation. In these end, it is my honor to proclaim the foundation of the Cothagian Federation. Let Zebrica be reborn. Yay! And partial mobilization. Whew. Research slot, economy. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the left path first. Not the one that gives me 20 or something. I don't know why I told them to do that. There we go. The decentralized economic model. Central control of economic development inevitably leads to the opposition of those on lower rungs of society. So our economic system must involve decentralizing economic project and decision-making to the governorates and communes, who shall request our support in developing their local regions. Yes, of course. Apparently some of my guys are kind of like, nah, there's not enough supply here, just standing around random spots that they spawn. Well, goodbye. Zeirutid is now bordering me. Don't like that, but oh well, it happens. And that gave me decentralized economic planning. Completing this focus will unlock decisions which will allow to embark upon various economic projects in the state of Trotgate, Zeirutid, and Trotcat, Zeirutid region produces the highest volume of staple crops of any government in Cothagian. But as we have already seen, that supply can be disrupted relatively easily, leading to catastrophic. We must stabilize, mechanize, and secure our supply of food, while developing the local industry to support this output. Okay, next let's go in. Alright, I want to get down to the research slot. Do I get down there? They are. Okay, I just need one of them to do this. And then, but this I need to do some stuff over here. I'm gonna go on and go over here. Posterity for all. For generations, the aristocrats have preached an outdated doctrine. They said posterity comes to those who wait. A lie with the goal of keeping the people down. We see past this. We know that doing nothing will only perpetuate the systems of oppression that chained us. Now is the time for action. Now is the time to bring prosperity for all. Yay! First things first, I want to get trade with Skyfall. And then I'll start working on building product. So this one will give us weekly stability. It's pretty dang nice. Get my stability up. Standardize the land laws. Land reform was the first objective of the LAE when it was formed years ago. But now we control lands beyond just Koltva, and the land issues of other regions are often far more complex. The degree of Praetorian domination and control vary based on the area, and complex laws regarding property and inheritance are slowing our reform efforts. It's time to iron out these legal codes. Makes sense. I could just release the Cothagian Republic. Like, you know what? You know what? Our government gives up. That's it. We're done. Beep. If I conquer territory, then release them as like a puppet, that would be so weird. Well, let's begin building stuff. Whoop whoop. Build, build, build. designated cultural heritage sites. Our culture is something that should be preserved and held dear to us. The traditions of our ancestors, the lives they lived, and the tales they left behind are lessons to learn from, so in an effort to remember our history and to not repeat its mistakes, certain locations shall be protected on a federal level as sites of extreme cultural importance. This way you can remember them forever. Yay! Woo! Alright. Now. Alright. Boom. Boom. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Rush all the new stuff. And that one I can get with the 50 political power I'm about to get from this. Come on. There we go. The cash crops of Cotha. Cotha has for years been forced to grow cash crops to fund the Zeirutid regime, and it was these practices and the land consolidation that came with them that first inspired our revolution. Now with our system listening to the needs of the poor, we can restart development in Cotha involving new ethical cash crops and more. Woo! Yay! My heroes! Oh, my heart goes out to... Well, this is happening again. Okay. Naval stuff. %. Participatory planning. Economic development cannot be allowed to become economic abuse. All levels of society need to be guaranteed the right to have input on the economic changes and that happen in their community. Participation from all individuals shall be taken into consideration, and wisdom that can be found in all creatures. Woo. Just a building. Kind of nervous about Big Cheer Up Terra, but now that I'm not playing as Tobuck, I don't have to worry about being attacked by them immediately. My first failure, honestly, quite a long time. I have 3 in my lands of these. I might read those at some point. Those are always pretty interesting. Golden Shores of the Golden Shores of Zebrica. The Great Golden Shores of Zebrica are home to some of the largest cash crop plantations in all of Zebrica. But beyond that, the land is absolutely beautiful. In this era of modern travel, it may be worth investing in a tourism industry, a way to bring prosperity to our land through visiting foreigners. Makes sense. Foreigners do bring in the money. going to full-scale economic modernization. Nothing can be left in the past. Every aspect of our economy and society must be modernized. We cannot leave anyone in the age of warlords and tyrants, and only knowledge can enlighten us to be better than our ancestors. The monumental debate. I understand why you think it's important, and it's not that I don't agree. Zeirutid scratched the back of his neck as he looked down at Azargo's proposal. I'm just not convinced the renovations of old monuments is something we need to prioritize right now. The monuments have stood for a long time. They can stand a few more years, surely. If it's money you're concerned about, the monuments are more than just our cultural legacy. They are also a source of revenue. The fact is, before the First Civil War, some estimate that if properly developed, tourism could be almost 10% of the national's GDP. For a bunch of old ruins? Zeirutid asked, raising an eyebrow. Zebrica, who had come along, nodded. Yes, we're one of the oldest civilizations in the world, and our legacy is a global treasure. Speaking of our personal experience, those who have money to travel to visit historical sites have money to spend on other things as well. Short term, it is somewhat expensive, I know, but securing our cultural heritage and ensuring a revenue stream will benefit us all in the long term. You patrons and your fancy monuments, Zeirutid muttered as he looked down at the proposal again. So I can, the sites are fine as is, or I can replace Model 3 with Model 2 out of 3 effective change. I actually lose some evolutionary influence, but I gain stability, or I actually lose stability. I gain political power gain of minus 10%, weekly stability increase, construction speed, and weekly, and gain harmonious. I don't really want harmonious support to go up. I don't really want their influence to get, like, actually, honestly, that, the influence change isn't even enough to cancel out the evolution, but I do kind of want to do it in case more events pop up from it. I kind of want to. I'm doing it. Oh well. If that was a mistake, oh well. I'm doing it anyways. It's not even increasing their influence. Well, it is, but it'll go down after quickly enough anyways. It's not a big deal. Oh, there goes Wetter. And there goes the Griffonian Empire expanding all over, as they normally do. Stalingrad is working with our country, which our country is, interesting. And they're defeating Nova Griffonia. I'm just going to, ignore that for now. I'm sure that's, completely fine, whatever all that is. Now let's create empty and create our Chargers division. I just want to go and do this now that I have the army experience to at least do, to at least do part of the full division. Liberty must be fought for. Liberty cannot be achieved without bloodshed. This is unfortunate truth we have come to see. You can try and lessen the cost of war as much as possible, but tyranny cannot just be addressed with kind words. But the war is over now. The bloodshed can end, and a new era can begin. Yay! New era! Whoa. This should be gained position. So what I'm gonna do is grab up the civilian factory construction speed and lack of resource penalty. Yes. But I think that's a good time to end this episode. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.